Hello. Count Rudy, how are you?
Oh, nice to greet you.
Are you well?
See you. Welcome back here.
Yeah, thank
Hello,
you.
Count Rudy. Good afternoon.
Here
Nice.
you are in our love Marbella Club.
Count Rudy, it was just so nice to see you again, because Frederick and I, we just wanted to hear, now that the house is sold and you've moved to your new home, we just wanted to hear, how are you getting on? The
Well,
dogs?
you were so kind in helping us at the time to sell our house so well. And what was even a greater miracle was that we found so quick a lovely new home,
It is a
which is a
beautiful.
dream. And I hope we can soon welcome you.
And the dogs have settled in?
They love it there because they can control us even better than the big house. It was lovely, the big villa, which was such typical Marbella villa, overlooking the old Atlantic, Mediterranean.
But it must be, you know, to be in your position and having been here from the very beginning and how it all started. And what was it? It was Frederick. It was something about Prince Alfonso that what was it? He was coming here for a picnic or?
Well, he came really to see his uncle, who had fallen in love with Marbella a few years before. And he had heard, Alfonso had heard that he has made here a little fishing club. So on the way from Malaga to Sevilla, all this area he had known, even that he was born in Spain, but all the years between the Republic and the end of the Civil War, they had been living in Czechoslovakia. He was happily finding out how is Spain. And on his trip through here, he wanted to stop in Marbella and passed a lovely bit of land, completely uncultivated, with an old farm up on top, but particularly a beautiful pine wood by the sea. They noticed this immediately, Alfonso and his father, when they were driving by.
That's Alfonso up there, isn't it?
That's
Prince
Alfonso. I'm so happy he is with us while I'm speaking.
He's looking over your shoulder.
And laughing and say, don't say any nonsense. But it is so wonderful to tell, because he really came down here with the old Rolls Royce, which they had over 9 years in the garage in the castle near Madrid, which was not as well. And when they came back and put the gutters together, it started. Whoop,
So what? So they then had what? They stopped at this day, and what happened? then?
No. It went on to see Tio Ricardo, that was the uncle, cousin of his mother, and he had gone out fishing. They were already warned, be careful, make sure that he really expects you for lunch, because you couldn't make a firm hour, tell them you're coming today, because he is, if it's such a beautiful day, he might go out fishing. He was this kind of romantic man, but also full of ideas. And they wanted to call to be sure, but when they were told it takes an hour and a half to have a call from Malaga to Marbella, Alfonso said, but doesn't it take also an hour and a half to drive then? And he said, yes, but then I won't wait, and I go there and will tell him in person that we are there. But then it happened. So they had a picnic in this little pine wood and were so impressed, and they loved it so much that that's paradise. And we must save paradise for the
You're a busy businessman.
It takes an hour and a half to call from Malaga to here. So he had just asked me, for how long do I need to drive to Malaga? And they said, an hour and a half. I said, but yes, it will take as long, or maybe even longer. So I said, I go and I risk it. And they were right. The uncle wasn't there. So he said to his father, listen, didn't you remember we saw this lovely pine wood by the sea? Let's try if we can get into this farm, go there, have a swim and have our picnic until he come back. And that's what they did. And then they got really the Marbella bug, as we call it. They really Marbellitis. They fall in love with it. And Alfonso said, you know, finally have found a beautiful place which is unspoiled yet by tourism. Let's save it for posterity, get our best friends here to buy also something. And so they bought this estate, and many other properties were offered to them. The people said, oh, ours is much better. But he loved this one and he sticks to this one. And he said to his friends, why don't you buy the one next door? Why don't you? They all offered it to me. And that way he got also his friends here. And he made so much propaganda on Marbella, which hardly anybody knew, that we had in a short time the most fascinating crowd of interesting people, not only the ones he met in Madrid, not the ones he met skiing in St. Moritz, not only the ones who he met in New York when he was there, or just in Beverly Hills when he was in Hollywood, they're working there. And he was saying, you know, that's beautiful, but come and see Marbella, that's paradise. So more and more came, and it became a famous place, but also an ideal place to stop overnight, because they didn't find where to sleep when they came over with the ferry boat. And so if you are here in Andalusia, then completely lost, you had no restaurants, people said, is there a hotel? There were no hotels. So they saw here some construction, will that be a hotel? Have you some rooms ready? And they said, no, but we don't know where to find them, but I'll try in town. So Alfonso said, if there's such a demand, let's build 2 motel wings to the clubhouse.
Like in America.
Which he had turned the old farmhouse into the clubhouse for all the friends, when new settlers who came here, who came very happily for that it was a natural, unspoiled place. But they said, but if once nobody is, the cook is sick or somebody dies in the family, where should we eat? There's no restaurant. You must make a club for us. The place where to get together. And this not only made the big start, but it also created atmosphere. People came here as friends.
And what parties you must have had.
Really I did. But these parties were fascinating, much better than it would have been a big glamour party in Paris or in the Hotel de Paris, because people came here, they loved and still loved the nature, the climate, all this. And then this simple way. We had great parties without Dom Perignon. And we didn't need caviar or anything. We had the best lobster swimming here in the sea. We had very close by, let's say, the swordfish, which we treated like salmon, and made this smoked salmon, which was local, all local. We couldn't import it. The wines from here were delicious, not as perfect as they are nowadays, but you had good things. You had to import everything, and Spain had no money then. Let's say we had the late 40s, early 50s of the time I speak, the whole 50s, were a great time of the start of the tourism.
And I presume as well that all these Hollywood stars that came here, it was a haven for them, because there wasn't press, they were out of the limelight, they could do what they wanted to do.
But what I liked so much, they were happy that we made beach parties. It was not that we had a tremendous palace. We just had to build up for one night. Normally on Tuesday night, we make a fancy dress or any kind of or the glamour girl or the queen of the beach club or whatever we elected. So it was, people didn't need to put a black tie thing, one was in normal clothes, or to have to dress up. We made a Moorish party, which was fantastic. We made other Caribbean parties, everything, people enjoying it, having something good to eat, and these lovely wines, and the whole thing didn't cost them hardly anything.
Did you manage, Count Rudy, to get Liz Taylor and Richard Burton on a donkey?
They didn't need to come on the donkey. They came here already brought later years on with a very smart car, but they loved the atmosphere, because particularly Richard Burton, he was not fond of this big fuss. You know, they were all looked for simplicity, not her. She loved to place her diamonds even nearly on the bathing suit.
Yeah.
So, Norman, it is wonderful to speak to you and to remember those days, and the days which you remember, which you can one day tell also to your children.
I know. But
see
it's
only.
been fantastic to see you again, and we're so happy that you're happy in your
Thank
new
you
home,
that
Count
you
Rudy.
came.
And next time we hope we'll see Princess Marie-Louise with you.
Yes, I would be happy because she remembers you and sends best
Oh, for her
regards.
fantastic charity.
And let's see, this is here again on the 31st of July, the big Concordia Gala.
Oh, she's doing a big
in
aid.
Oliver Valais, yes. You know, charity needs always somewhere where
Money.
to get the money from.
I
And
know,
the money
she
you
does
get
an
if you offer things to them. And here,
Oh, look
always
at this.
we have that brings us back in the very old days because the first rooms were in here. That were the first rooms. We had only when we opened with 18 bedrooms and all shower baths because, you know, to have water was a problem here already.
Oh, I
because
can imagine.
Our water was out of the wells, which we had 5 wells on the estate which we found, and thanks to this water, we could
So
create all the gardens.
this is actually the original part, is it?
Here, this part was the original. This we added, but still, the original part is through there, the roof, the old farmhouse, and the water tower, which really was the beginning of it all. And we added 2 rooms, 2 wings with 9 and 9 bedrooms each side, and so 2 were so-called suites. But it was just because of the little sitting room. And it had a full-size bathroom. Otherwise it was all showers. And but people were happy because Prince Honlo made it all with so much taste. Even the
So it
bed
was-
had, since there were no beds on the market here, he just had good sofas. And then he painted behind on the wall the bed head like it would have been Renaissance or Baroque or Isabellian, all the different
What a
styles.
fantastic
So
idea.
the rooms had been simple, good colors, nice rooms, enough space in the cupboards, good beds to sleep, and then particularly a shower which I kept
That has to be the start of shabby chic.
voila, and have as much of it. And this was all jasmine, this white star jasmine. Now there come these other ones which are like orchids hanging down. So
And the
I
beautiful-
shouldn't speak of the flowers because the moment they are off, but the white agapanthus with the,
Okay, Count Rudy.
it
Thank
was
you
a
so
joy.
much
Thank you for your visit.
And
And
same
you
to
know,
you.
you are always most welcome.
Oh, thank you very
Pleasure
much.
seeing you
My
again.
dear, thank you. Soon. And
We will
Bon
speak
voyage.
soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.